Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the review for this Redmi 4A, which is a budget-oriented smartphone from Xiaomi, and this one sells in India for about 6,000 rupees. And I've been testing this smartphone for the last 9 days, and in this video I'll share my experience and I'll divide this review between the pros and the cons. And before I start my review, here is a general overview regarding the Redmi 4A. As you can see, it's powered by the Snapdragon 425 chipset and comes with 2GB of RAM with 16GB of internal storage. And I've already posted my Hindi review for this smartphone. So if you're interested in the Hindi review, watch my other channel that is known as Geekyranjit in Hindi. Link for that will be there on the YouTube show notes. So let's start this review and let's divide it between the pros and cons. Let's first talk about the pros. What are the things I liked about this device? And I've been getting a lot of questions regarding the screen on this one. It has a 5-inch screen, which is a 720p HD screen. And I have to say the screen quality for the price is actually good. The screen has a slightly yellowish tint, but again, if you don't compare it with other smartphones side by side, you won't notice that. And I did watch a lot of YouTube videos and other stuff on this. And I have to say, for the price, the screen quality is good enough, no issues. And I got also a lot of, inquiries regarding the cellular call quality on this one. It is a dual SIM device, guys, but it's a dual SIM hybrid. That's sort of a con also. But regarding the cellular call quality, the cellular call quality was good. I tested this smartphone here in Hyderabad with Airtel 4G and also with the Reliance Jio, and it worked fine. I didn't have any issues with the cellular call qualities. The call quality were good. The earpiece is nice and clear on this one. And yes, it does support Reliance Jio. That means it is fully supporting VoLTE. So you don't have to worry about that. Now, moving to another thing regarding the UI and stuff. Again, it's a typical Xiaomi phone, so it runs over the MIUI version 8. And I was a little bit skeptical about the performance of this one because it has just 2GB of RAM. And out of that 2GB, 1GB is almost taken by the MIUI 8. So I was a little bit skeptical how would be the performance of this phone. But I have to say, in general performance, the performance was decent. And it can actually retain about 4 apps in the memory. So yes, you can do multitasking also with this one, but again, keep your expectation realistic. So overall, the performance was good, and in day-to-day usage, I did not notice a lot of stuttering or anything like that with this smartphone. And another thing that I have noticed is that this smartphone actually has an IR blaster, which again many of the expensive phones also don't have. So you can use this as a remote. They have supplied this Mi Remote app, and using that you can control devices like television, air conditions, etc. And now moving to sensors. Again, I have to say, in terms of sensors department, Xiaomi has done an excellent job. Yes, it does not have NFC, but apart from that, it has almost every sensor that you might need. It has all the common sensors like the auto brightness sensor, compass, gyroscope, and as you can see, a plethora of sensors that are provided. So in terms of sensors, Xiaomi hasn't skimmed on it, and this is something other manufacturers should actually learn. And I also tested USB OTG functionality with this one. USB OTG functionality works without any issues. Now moving to gaming, again, I did test gaming with this. In fact, I've already posted a dedicated video regarding the gaming performance, and it did test it with quite a few heavy games like Nova 3, Dead Trigger, and Asphalt, and it ran most of the games fine. But Asphalt 8 at the highest graphics setting was a bit laggy, but when I moved the graphics setting to medium, then the performance was good. So yes, it can also do gaming, but with some very heavy games you might have to tone down the graphic settings. But one con is that as this phone comes with just 16GB of internal storage, and out of that you just get about 8GB of storage left. So if you play a lot of heavy games, then you have to have a look at the storage, because after installing 3 big games, I just had about 2GB of storage left. And again, as I've told you, we don't have a dedicated SD card on this one. So it's a hybrid solution that we have. I'll talk about that later. And now moving to camera, I got a lot of questions from you guys regarding the camera performance. It has a 13 megapixel rear facing camera and a 5 megapixel front facing camera. And on paper, these things look good. But how is it in practical daily usage? I have to say, if the lighting is actually very good, that is in outdoor lighting conditions, as you can see from the sample shots, the camera performance is is good. But again, when we move to artificial lighting and in indoor lighting conditions, then the camera performance is simply not that good. But again, considering the price point of this device, that's about 6,000 rupees, I haven't seen any other smartphones in this price range that do a good job in artificial lighting and low lighting conditions. So outdoor lighting, when there is a lot of natural lighting, pictures will come out decent. But if you move into artificial lighting conditions and low lighting conditions, then the camera will disappoint you. Now, coming to the battery, it has a battery that ranges between 3120 milliampere to 3030 milliampere. And in day-to-day usage, as I've told you, I've used this device for about almost 9 days now. And in terms of battery life, in terms of screen on time that many of you asked, I was getting screen on time anywhere between 5 hours to 6 hours 20 minutes. So it can easily last for a typical working day. But again, if you're expecting it to last for 2 days like many of the other Xiaomi phones that cost a little bit more than this, then that's not the case. You have to charge this phone every day. So if you're that sort of a user, battery life should not be a issue. Now, lastly, talking about the price to performance, here I feel Xiaomi has done a great job. For just 6,000 rupees, I feel you're getting a lot, and it's a very practical phone that you can use if you keep your expectations and limitations. Now, let's move to the things that I did not like with this device. Those are the cons. And the first thing is regarding the body. This is made up of actually polycarbonate. That's plastic, as you can see the back. These days, many of the phones are coming with metal back, but that's not the case with this one. It has a plastic back, and the back does not open. That means the battery is also not user replaceable. And also this one does not have any fingerprint scanner. But again, at this price point, that's not a complaint, I would say. But yeah, it does not have any fingerprint scanner. It does have this auto brightness sensor, but I feel the auto brightness sensor is not that sensitive. And many times, even when it was on auto brightness, I had to manually adjust the brightness. So that is one thing that I have noticed. And also in direct sunlight, it is visible, but it's not very visible. It's not the brightest screen that I have seen. Next thing is this does not have any these touch capacitive buttons that we have in the bottom. These are also not backlit. So that is one thing you have to note. You get used to it after a day or two, but initially you have to take about a day or two to get used to it, and they are not backlit. And again, as I've already mentioned, camera performance in indoor condition is strictly very poor. And lastly, I also do not like the fact that as this phone is having limited internal storage, it comes in just one variant, that is 2 gigabytes of RAM with 16 gigabytes of internal storage. And out of that 16 gigabytes, we just get 8 gigabytes of storage. So Xiaomi should have provided a dedicated SD card slot, but that's not the case. What we get here is a hybrid solution. So either you can use 2 SIMs or 1 SIM and 1 SD card. So I feel Xiaomi should have provided a dedicated SD card on this, but sadly, that's not the case. And lastly, the biggest problem with many of these Xiaomi Redmi phones is that they are sold via flash sales, and it's like you're trying your luck in those flash sales because it's pretty difficult to get hold of these devices. So again, I feel that sales via flash sale is a big con, because I know I also have tried earlier Xiaomi phones for my friends and relatives to get them via flash sale, and I was also, though I have a very fast internet connection, I couldn't get it. So getting this phone, also buying it, is sort of difficult, and it depends on your luck. So overall, I would say, considering the price point of this device that's available for just about 6,000 rupees, and if your budget is very tight, I feel yes, this is a very good and a practical phone. Yes, certainly if your budget is higher, again, Xiaomi provides some different phones like the Redmi 3S or even the Redmi 4. They do offer a lot more, but again, they cost a lot more. Again, if your budget is very tight and you just don't want to spend over 6,000 rupees, then I frankly feel this is a very good phone. And also, if you already have a, a high-end smartphone and you're just looking for a casual secondary phone, but don't want to spend a lot, then also you can consider this Redmi 4A. I've also posted other videos on this Redmi 4A. I was getting a lot of common questions regarding this one, so I have actually posted a dedicated FAQ video. So again, if you have other questions, make sure you check out that video, because that should answer most of the common questions that you might be having regarding this Redmi 4A. And I've also posted a dedicated gaming review, so if you're interested in that, you can also check out that video. Links for those videos will will be there in the YouTube show notes. So guys, I hope you found this video review helpful, and if you found it helpful, I'll appreciate if you can click the like button, and if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.